Hello YouTube, the Alpha Hunter has returned a year older, but not certain of the wiser part. So, in an effort to test my wisdom, I will tell you 3 different stories. The story of the stoned mule, the story of the poor man taken care of, and the story of the boy and the girl. Now for the story of the stoned mule. There once was a mule who did not pay attention and fell into a ditch nearby. Those who came and saw that donkey and also heard its cries for help laughed, mocked, and jeered at him. They found it amusing that a dumb mule was stuck in a ditch. And because they got annoyed with his constant cries, anyone there got a stone and chunked it at him. Each and every day since, the mule was hit by a stone of any passerby that came. However, the mule got up one day and looked down. He realized that all of the stones that were thrown at him had fallen off of him and made him a way out of the ditch. And the mule simply walked out and left before any more passerbys could come and throw another stone at him. There once was a poor man who could not eat. He did not have any money. His clothes were nothing but rags. And he needed help. So, a preacher came by and was just passing through. The poor man saw an opportunity and thought maybe if I could get him to help me, there would be many to help. For not only the preacher would help, but so would everybody he attends church with. So the poor man got up and went over to the preacher. He said, "Brother, will you help me? I haven't eaten for a long time. I am filthy and I need a bath. And I am not feeling well." The preacher said, "No, sir, I cannot help you today. But I wish you the best of luck and may the Lord be with you." And the preacher left. Soon a rich man came walking down the lane. And the poor man thought, "This man can help me wherever I go, for he has the money to help. Let's go and ask." So that's what he did. Except before he could ask, the rich man said, "Go away from me, you filthy peasant. Get out of here." And the rich man walked away. Some time went by before the not feeling well part started to sink in a little darker. And it turned into an illness. A hard-working man came by in his vehicle. And the poor man, desperate for help, went up and asked him for help. The hard-working man said, "Get in my vehicle. I'll take you somewhere." The poor man got in and went with the hard-working one. The hard-working one brought him to a hotel where the poor man got a room. And of course, with hotels, they have buffets and diner areas. They also have baths and a nicer place to stay. The hard-working man said to the hotel owner, "Here's some money. This is enough for 3 nights and 3 days. If he stays any longer, put it on my tab. Is there any doctors in the house?" The hotel owner pointed out amongst those who were already finishing up supper a doctor amongst the crowd. The hotel owner said, "I'll go and get him the doctor." And the hard-working man says, "Thank you." and left. There once was a girl, a young girl, elementary age. She was going through school trying to figure out who she is and what she wants to do. She's gone through class through another boring session and went out to the playground after having something to fill her belly. She soon came across a shy boy, and they stood next to a swing set. Neither one of them quite had the guts to approach the other, so the girl went and sat down on one of the swings. The boy, getting the courage, asked if he could push her. Delighted at the idea, she accepted. He went behind her and began to push the chains. Then, realizing that didn't quite work, he pushed her instead. Much better, for the swing was actually getting into a proper motion. The girl was a little offended at first, but she didn't care by the time she was already swinging. She started to laugh a little giddily, and the boy had the biggest grin he would ever have for his entire life. Now, while the girl was having fun, something grew, inflated like a balloon within the boy. And he couldn't quite put his finger on what it was. And he decided to ignore it and to enjoy more of the time, which only inflated it longer and made it harder to ignore. The bell rang and everybody lined up with their class and left. The girl looked over at the boy, but lost him amongst the crowd. She had some bad news to bear, but wasn't sure if she would be able to bear it to the boy. And soon, she disappeared, without a trace. That day, the boy was out in the yard, the playground, waiting near the swing set, hoping to have another occasion to be inflated. However, none arose. So he went where a few of her other friends that she had left behind that day and asked about him. Have you seen them? Have you seen her? They responded, she's gone. She left somewhere else. Boom. All that inflation now gone. The boy left, heading in between the alleyway near the playground and the building near the entrance. He had never wept so bitterly and so mournfully, for a future has been closed. I was hoping that these stories would bring about a moral, or at least some type of lesson that we all can learn. I myself know all three, but then again, it's not really quite from my understanding. I want to see how wise I have become since I began, and since last year, of course. So, all of you, in the comments below, let me know what you think of the stories, and see if you can try to guess the lesson or the moral. Now that last one is going to be a bit tricky for many, for it isn't quite as apparent as the others. But, let's just say, do you accept the challenge? Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this video brings about a bit more thought than some of my other ones. I hope all of you have a great day. I'll try to have a great happy birthday. And Good hunting.